Just so you see, this is the way I heat my clay up. It's an oil-based clay. It's a plastiline type of clay. It's a little more professional than the kind of stuff your kids play with in school, or you played with as in school. It softens it up really nicely. It's rather hard and stiff. This is a medium clay, by the way, and this clay, this McCulkin clay, I think it's called, J-Mac clay, is a J-Mac clay. I'm often asked what kind of clay I use, and this is where I get the clay from, or at least the supplier for me gets the clay from, but they're no longer selling it, so I guess you have to go directly to them. It's J-Mac Clay Products, Auburn, California. So you just do a little Google search for them, and you can probably find their supplies there online. It is really a nice clay because it doesn't build up a surface. A lot of clays, I think Chevant is one of them, and Roma clay that you get at most, art stores. The kind of a grayish clay from Italy. I think it's from Italy. They build a surface, kind of a real hard surface, because all the oils start evaporating out of the clay, and especially if it's just for a long period of time, it doesn't harden, but it makes it harder to work on detail if the surface of the clay is hard. This clay never ever gets a surface on it built up, which is really nice. Now some people build a box and put it in with a kind of an aluminum style box. Not aluminum. Aluminum foil lined box with a hole in the top where they put a halogen lamp in, or like I use a 100-watt bulb in a swing arm lamp. And depending on how far away from the clay, in this situation, it'll determine how soft it gets. I can get it to really get soft enough to where I can get fur textures by just dabbing it onto the clay, or I can lift it up further and have it just soft enough to work with. It'll stiffen up again, but it won't stiffen up so bad that you can't detail it later on down the road. The box is going to be something I'm going to try. I haven't tried that. I got an artist friend in Bozeman that uses that box method, and not sure, and he's really gone elaborate on it because, and I don't know why, because quite honestly, it takes him literally 6 or 7 months to a year to do a piece because he's so detailed. He's much more detailed than I am. So that's a little bit about the clay. The clay comes in a big block, and what I do is I put the block underneath the light and let it heat up for several hours, and then I take this pastry tool that you can Target or any place where they sell cooking items, and I just push it down like I'm cutting in the sections into the clay, and I cut the clay in half first off, and then I get it wide enough to just fit the width of the tool, and then I just cut little segments off, and it just makes it easier to heat it up and easier to just grab it and start working with it rather than scraping off a bunch of clay. So anyway, I hope I've answered some questions. I will answer more questions as time goes by as I work on a piece. I know a lot of you aren't sculpting the kind of subject matter that I sculpt, but whatever subject matter you do sculpt, it's nice to know what the basic price would be. So that's it for today, and I hope that answers your question, Diane. In Auburn, California, she's the one that wrote me that email. All right, well, I'm going to get out of here. I just cut up a bunch of clay for Monday, and going to be ready to get back onto him. That.